Really? We went right into recording?
Well, I set it up so it would do it automatically.
Okay.
So, because I forget all the time, so it does it automatically. Let's go
That's
live,
good to know.
right? Yeah.
You better
Well,
be ready when you log on.
what's that?
Said I guess you better be ready when you log on.
Yeah. Well, I usually I shut it off because I'm waiting for you. So, um, okay, we're almost there. Almost there. Okay. So, hi.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Are we live? Yeah, okay. Uh um I just got back from a final walkthrough, so I was running a few minutes late, but I'm good. I realized I hadn't talked to you since um
Last time?
our last podcast, right? I see Oki on the bed behind you.
Yep.
Yeah, how's he enjoying his vacation?
He likes it. Yeah. He likes the walks in the desert a lot.
Yeah, and I bet he's having fun with his cousins or
He doesn't
sibling.
care about that.
He doesn't care about that. Usually dogs are pack animals, don't they like to be
But
around
we
other
are, we
dogs?
are his pack. He has no dogs in his pack.
Oh,
Only people.
you and Stumper is pack.
Yeah, exactly.
So does he ignore the other dogs or
Yeah, kinda. He just doesn't really care or pay too much attention to him. Yeah,
are they the same way?
kinda, because they're both like attached to my mom at the hip or at the ankle. Yeah, they can't get more than a few
And they're
inches.
attached to each other, I guess,
Yeah,
too, right?
yeah,
So their pack is your mom and each other.
mhm,
Yeah.
exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, he wants actually every night here and at home. He wants to go to bed before we're ready, but he wants us all to go together. He wants us all, so he'll finally go to bed, lay in there for a little while, then he'll come out and stand at the doorway and stare at us like,
Like, well, what's going on, guys?
"When aren't you coming to bed?" We'll keep doing that till we finally go to bed, and then he can relax and go to sleep. He needs us in the room with him.
Oh my God. That's funny. So funny. But
Definitely.
is he going to bed earlier? I mean, because of the time change or no?
Not necessarily, but even at home, he's kind of ready for bed before we are. Yeah, so he's all
But I was gonna say, actually, he should be wanting to go to bed later because you're an hour earlier, right?
yeah, I guess.
So if you normally go to bed, say at 11 here in Chicago,
Mhm. That's 10 here.
that's 10 here. So, right? So he wouldn't want to go to bed.
He pretty much adjusted to time changes very quickly though. Even at
Really?
home, yeah, like uh when you do like daylight savings and back, it's like
Doesn't bother him?
no, pretty much one day and he's back to normal, expecting his food at the right time and all that. Yeah.
Wow. He's such a smart dog. I don't know if I ever shared that cartoon with you. There's the two little dogs waiting, going off daylight savings. They're going on daylight savings, and they're waiting for their dinner, and they're like, "No, explain this thing about the time change again."
It's
And
like I
the-
think there's something like it's an hour later. What? That's messed up or something like
yeah, it's
that.
like that's BS.
They don't do daylight savings here.
Oh,
So
that's right. Tucson doesn't do that.
yeah, so I think it's all of Arizona. It may just
Yeah, no. I meant all of Arizona. It doesn't go on daylight savings, which
yeah, so pretty
really
soon
messes things up.
2 hours.
So when California goes on daylight savings, you're on California time, right?
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, pretty soon though we'll go from 1 hour difference than Chicago to 2 hour difference.
And then they'll be on West Coast time.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
the equivalent of West Coast time.
It's the other way, right?
Nope, that's right.
I
'Cause
get,
we're
I
1
get
hour
so
behind
messed up with.
Chicago right now, and we'll be 2 hours behind Chicago, just like LA or whatever. Yeah, come daylight savings.
Because you don't go on daylight savings, and LA does.
Mhm.
Yeah. Anyway, so what else? What else is new? What good stuff do we have to talk about today? Last week we were talking about the guy who has 18-year-old eyes.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever do any more looking
He's supposed
into
to
it?
have 18-year-old everything.
Well, I know, but you said so far he's accomplished having 18-year-old eyes.
No, I don't think it. I don't think it was his eyes. It was other stuff, but
I thought
uh,
you said it was his eyes.
yeah, I don't think so. Did you ever look up the article?
I didn't. I didn't. You know,
Um,
I actually had work to do.
well, it's well, not at the moment, but it's raining here. This is the first rain I've ever seen in Tucson as much time as I've spent here.
Well,
So
it's
I'm
not.
first drop.
Is it a heavy rain or a heavy down? No.
No, no, just it's been kind of off and on this morning.
Huh.
Yeah, like even when I spent the whole month here, that time, not a single drop
Right.
of rain. But yeah, it's interesting.
Well, I told you about my client who was in Mexico when they were having the atmospheric rivers on the west coast, and apparently he was in in Ensenada, which is in the Baja Peninsula, and they were experiencing some of that as well. And yeah, the desert.
Now I got my Dutch Brothers coffee.
Oh, is that a Tucson thing?
Well, they're here, but they're also in Tulsa now, so I don't know where all they are. I'm not sure where they're from, but yeah, we've seen them in a few places, but they opened in Tulsa in the last year or two as
Oh,
well.
hmm.
But it's really popular. And they're only drive-throughs, although they told me today that there's one in Scottsdale that has, or they're only drive-throughs or walk-up window. There's no indoor, but they crank them out. They have double drive-throughs, and they have people, actual persons that stand out in the lines and do all of the orders on a tablet. And then by the time you get to the window, they're handing it to you. But they're all like friendly and chatty and talking and like, playing with Oki, and they give them a puppuccino. But they're that's kind of their shtick. I think the coffee's pretty good too, but it's like they're like fun.
Huh.
And they're not baristas, they're broistas.
They're bro baristas.
They have like the broista only entrance at the buildings and stuff like that.
Huh,
Even in the rain today, they are standing out there in the lines with their tablets with little covers on them, and doing all the orders that way. But yeah, it's pretty impressive. They do.
so you don't have like like McDonald's or Starbucks or something where you drive up to a panel and order. There are these.
There's no panels. Yeah, they have panels, but they're just for like
So you
showing,
can look at the menu.
or yeah, showing specials and stuff like that. There's no speaker phones on them or anything. So yeah, you talk to the people that are standing out there in the driveways, and they kind of go back and forth between the cars. And then after they take your order, they'll kind of walk as you're paying. They'll walk you, as you drive, they kind of walk with you up toward the window and stuff as you pay and all that.
How many people do they have doing this?
Well, they have 2 at a time that are doing on the outside. They have quite a crew on the inside. I don't know how often they switch off or whatever, but
Huh.
it's a pretty impressive production.
I almost never go to McDonald's, but for whatever reason, in the last couple of months, I've been into 2 or 3 different McDonald's, and they they have these kiosks where you go and you don't order from a person now. They have these kiosks that you order from and pay, and if you're going to sit in the restaurant, you're supposed to put a table number, I don't know. It's,
Taco Bell's like that too.
I can't say that. I mean, so they're eliminating needing more people at the cash register, but um, those people know how to operate the push buttons. It takes me so long to go in and order what I want, whether than just tell this person and she pushes the buttons. And Panera Bread is doing that too, where you can order from their little kiosk or whatever.
Yeah.
Which I will do if there's a long line, but generally I find it's faster to just order from the person because they're um, they know the buttons to push.
Plus just like the self-checkout at all the grocery stores and everything.
Yeah, I'm getting better at that. But yeah, I know. Yeah, it is exactly like that. So I don't know.
Taco Bell, have you been to any of the Taco Bell cantinas?
Mm-mm.
Uh, there was one on Chicago Avenue, but they decantinized it.
Well,
But there's a
what's the
handful of them
difference?
around. It's they bring it to the table, like I think on dishes, but they also have booze. So they have like beer and margaritas and stuff too.
Well, I'm
It's the
sure that
same
that one
food.
over by the ballpark, they tore down by Wrigley Field. I'm talking. There was that McDonald's on the corner of Clark and Addison. They tore that down, of course, and built the Hotel Zachary there. And then across the street where the Taco Bell was, they built like a 4 or 5 story. Um, well, there's a Chase. I think Taco Bell is still in there, and then they on the upper floors is a gym. They have an entrance at the street level, but you go up and it's like a 3 story gym. I can't remember the name of it.
Hmm.
But that
Berries.
was hmm,
Is it berries?
the gym,
Yeah.
the berries.
Is it berries, Jim?
No,
B-A-R.
no, 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 no. No. I can't think of the name of it. Anyway, they have a climbing wall and they have yoga studios. I mean, and I think it's 24 hours at gym, but I don't know if that Taco Bell, I mean, the Taco Bell had been there forever, of course, because of the ballpark. And now they're in that building, the new building. When they tore the building down that the Taco Bell was sitting on, they have one of the
I've
spaces.
seen that, but I haven't been in it yet. Yeah.
I haven't been in it either, but I'm assuming that that's a canteen. I would assume.
Probably not, because I think that's made to crank numbers in and out of there as fast as possible.
Oh, well, that could be. And there's plenty of opportunity to get booze everywhere
Yeah.
else in the neighborhood.
I bet it's not a sit and hang out sort of style. Yeah.
But that complex on the south side of Addison, across, like directly across the street from the ballpark, they have like Do Right Donuts, and there's actually a Starbucks in there. But again, it's like what you're saying about the don't about your Dutch brothers. It's there's no, you just go in and order off a kiosk and they bring it out to you. They're like, what do they call those? Where they share, like they have these different, um, like Panera will share a kitchen with, and you just go in and you order from the different
Yeah. Like
panel.
a
Yeah,
like a fall kind of thing. Yeah.
but they'll have like 3 or 4 different businesses that they actually have one kitchen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you go in and you order from the window that you want,
Mhm.
the business that you want to order from. I can't, what do they call that? They call that something, right?
Somewhat like a food hall.
Yeah, it's kind of a food hall, but there's no place to sit and eat.
There's also the something kitchens they call them, where they're like they do delivery for several different restaurants out of one kitchen.
Hmm. Hmm. Or you can go in and pick it up, but yeah, but
Yeah.
it's all ordered online. There's nobody really to talk to, or no place to sit and eat, or any of that. It's
Yeah, I've heard that there was a Starbucks up in Libertyville. We were with some friends up having dinner up there, and there's a Starbucks that had been there for like 25 years that had closed. but they opened one a couple blocks away that's a drive-through. This was like in the corner, like in that main drag of,
Yeah, I remember that Starbucks across the street from the Mexican place there.
yeah. Well, it's closed and they opened down the street, but it's a drive-through place. And I haven't looked into this, but the friends we were dining with and walking down the street with said, yeah, that Starbucks is only opening stores where they have a drive-through. So I don't know if that's even in urban areas too or whatever, but they said that, yeah, they're closing those and opening the drive-through ones and only opening new ones with drive-throughs.
Well, are the drive-through, do they have a place where you can go in and sit, or are they strictly drive-through?
I think everyone I've seen still you can go inside, but that they won't open one that doesn't have a drive-through though, is what they're saying.
Yeah, well, I thought that that had been true for a while, actually. Well, I mean, I think that's been true for a while, except for maybe like in an urban
In town
area.
they're opening, they, none of them do, but like I said, I don't know if they've closed a lot of those too, so I don't know if that's the case.
Well, they opened up, there's a relatively new Starbucks at the corner of Irving and Ashland that does not have a drive-through. And that's only been open a couple of years, maybe, if that. I mean, it's
Well,
relatively.
this would have been a new directive anyway since COVID. So
Yeah. Well, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I'm sure that that one was open before COVID.
probably like 8 years ago.
No, not that long ago. Definitely not that long. Well, probably longer than I think. That's
Times they are changing.
what.
Everything's changing. The times they are
But
changing.
I think in the suburbs they haven't opened one without a drive-through in probably 10 or 15 years in the burbs.
Yeah, but it's different too that they're closing locations when they get a drive-through opportunity. So they're actually closing ones that.
Actually, I stopped in at the Starbucks at the corner of Lincoln, Damon, and Irving. Well, it's actually north of that intersection, but on Lincoln, right? It's just a few doors north of that. But I hadn't been in there. I used to go in there all the time, of course, because I used to be at that Baird and Warner office across the street. But I hadn't been in there in ages, and that one is a reserve. They call that a Starbucks reserve now. But they didn't have a lot of tables in there. They used to have way more tables. And I asked her, I said, "Oh, so you're a reserve now?" And then she's like, "Well, we used to sell some of the coffee here." So I was a little confused by that, if they don't do the whole reserve thing with the pour overs and.
Well, not all of the reserves. So that it's different than the reserve and roastery, like like on Michigan Avenue. But the reserves before had different reserve coffee, and then they had that Clover machine. Did you ever?
Right, that's what I'm talking about. I don't think that one has that
It
machine.
didn't have the Clover, yeah.
Right. Yeah.
But it's not a pour over. It's like an automated, like robot thing. Yeah.
Well, right, yeah, right, yeah. Actually, the one that we used to go to when we lived over in North Park, that one on Peters, it's on. Well, that's also Lincoln, just north of Peterson in the shopping mall there. Where the Panera Bread is.
Yeah.
That one used to have a Clover machine, but I haven't been in there since before COVID, so I don't know, because we moved out, during COVID in March of 20.
So when I was at on showings in Evanston up there a couple weeks ago, is it a TJ Maxx or a Marshalls that's in that center there off McCormick?
I think that's a TJ Maxx.
So
I've never been in there, but
I was showing, and the listing agent was there who lived in the area and brought up about how the proximity to that location in that store. And she said, it's the best. I thought it was Marshall's, but it may be TJ Maxx. She said it's the best one in the whole region. And my client, the wife, was like, "Oh my God, I love that one, blah, blah." And they went on and on about how that was completely different. It's really big and they carry all the designer stuff there.
oh,
And it was like, I thought they were all the same. I didn't realize that there were.
I've never been in one. Hold on, I'll look it up here. While we're talking, you keep talking. I'm looking it up.
So anyway, yeah. So whatever, if anybody's interested, that I didn't know that was a thing, but I guess that one up off McCormick, and I guess that I think that would be Skokie at that point.
Well, that's that, what do they call that? That Skokie,
Skokie or whatever, but I think it's actually in Skokie there, but I'm not sure. But yeah, I think it's Skokie.
okay, there in that Lincoln Village where I was talking, there's a TJ Maxx too.
Okay.
That one, wait a minute.
Well, isn't that the same one? Doesn't it go all the way? Isn't it really big and goes all the way up to off like McCormick where the theaters are, and there's the Red Lobster? and-
No.
I thought that was all connected.
No. They're different. No. They're very different. No, definitely not.
Well, the one she's talking about is the one off McCormick.
Yeah. Well, now I've got Northbrook and Lake Forest and hold on here a minute. I'm like messed up here. Okay, Lincoln Village. I'm not even sure that one in Lincoln Village is still there, is it?
I don't know.
Okay, yeah, here it is, 3337 Golf Road. That sounds right. Okay, let me,
Golf McCormick.
because it's Golf and McCormick there.
And is it a TJ Maxx or a Marshalls?
It's a TJ Maxx.
Okay.
So, okay. Yeah, that's the one. It's a TJ Maxx
Okay.
at the intersection of McCormick and Golf Road there.
All right. Well, the skinny that's the best one there ever was. Some designer
Is there
discount.
one down in that river? Isn't there one down there at that river point down on Fullerton and
Yeah.
what is that? Elston? No. Clybourne.
Sort of. Yeah. Sort of. Yeah.
Between on the river bank there, between Clybourne and Elston.
Well, they're all over, but evidently this one is different. So, and my clients were from the city, so they go all the way up there to go to that.
Interesting. Well, that's been there forever. I mean, that's been there as long as I can remember.
Yeah.
It's probably been there 40, 50 years,
Hmm.
I think. But yeah, what do they call that little pocket up there? It's kind of Skokie Evanston.
Mhm.
Did your clients buy over there?
No, I was actually showing it for somebody else who was out of the country, but
Oh.
yeah, so-
Yeah, no, my clients, they ended up buying over there. Well, we looked at a few things over there. They ended up buying a property on Church, which is that little pocket over there, but north. Yeah, and I think they actually have they have a Skokie address, but they have Evanston services like fire department and water,
Mhm.
or if I got that the other way around. Is it a Evanston address and they have Skokie service? Anyway, whatever. So, okay, so that's our good stuff for today. We're all about TJ Maxx and Starbucks and
Dutch Brothers.
and Dutch Brothers. Yeah, so good. Well, the weather here today is gorgeous. What? Yeah, I see that. Very fun. And we had a beautiful weekend. It's in the 50s here. It was in the 50s over the weekend and sunny.
Oh, nice.
So you should have stayed in town because it sounds like we're having nicer weather.
Well, it was 78 here and sunny yesterday, so
Oh wow, goodness.
it's
Are you
not
laying out? Are you laying out by the pool?
yesterday I did, and then I went to the hot tub too for the first time, so that was nice. Yeah.
Nice. Well, good. All right. Well, enjoy your vacay, and we will convene again next week.
Sounds good. Have a good week.
I can't